This emotion is anxiety. This emotion is that painful uneasiness, the unrest that we feel, the anxious moments that we feel in our grief. Uh, we can't get done what we did before, and our head hurts. Everything, everything is a chore. We can't get done what we did before. We're missing our loved one terribly. The whole landscape of our life has changed. People want to help us. People are giving us advice. And our brain is just filled with so many things and so many emotions, like some of the other phases of grief that we've talked about, because many of the emotions can come in consort with each other. And anxiety is one of those that dances with frustration, because frustration can lead to anxiety. Anxiety is a very physical emotion that our blood pressure goes up, our heart rate goes up, we can have cold sweats, our heart will be racing, we can even have tachycardia at times from the intense anxiety. After my son had died, and I had a stressful job at the same time, but I was diagnosed with tachycardia and to have ablation therapy. And I realized it was from the stress, and I actually changed jobs and reduced the stress of my life from a 12-hour day to a 8-hour day. And the anxiety lessened because I was trying to get done what I did before. I was grieving heavily and I was working 12 hours a day trying to get things done. And it wasn't like I was running from my grief. I just worked a 12-hour day before my son died. I was in management. So there's a lot of anxiety with trying to meet the standards that we had before in our life. And it's just not going to happen, y'all. We cannot do what we did before. We eventually can. We can rearrange our schedule, rearrange our priorities on our to-do list to get things done. But the anxiety of missing our loved one, the anxiety of losing friends, the anxiety of feeling so alone will still be prevalent in our grief. So there's ways to reduce the anxiety is by being with people, to get off your heart. Let people know what you're feeling in your grief. That'll reduce the anxiousness. We get anxious over what we can't control, anxious over what we don't know. So in our grief, we try to educate ourselves to reduce some of that anxiety. We ask for help from other people to help us get things done to reduce that anxiety. And there are even medications if anxiety is so severe that you go to your doctor and possibly have some medications that can reduce anxiety. I propose we try to do it ourselves first. If we can get through that and we can find some quiet time, go to the 4 o'clock bench, go into meditation, prayer, go into service to help other people. When you're outside of yourself and you're helping someone else, that reduces anxiety. So there's a lot of things we can do, but to know that it will be a big, huge emotion in our grief. Even with this picture, some people in workshops, I've said they see the anxiety, but they also look at the hands on the head that, sometimes your head just hurts. We can have migraines and stress headaches because our body is so filled with stress. So find some time for yourself. Be good to yourself. Find time to relax. That will reduce the anxiety. Find out more about grief. Read books. Talk to people. Go to seminars. Go to a group. The more you know, the less anxiety you will feel. Just because out of the ignorance of the journey, we are anxious. So the more you know, the more uh, capable you are of surviving this journey and reducing the anxiety that accompanies this journey. So do the best you can. Reach out to people and know that people care.